there's the old one. I just don't, that one, I had such a hard time with it. I could get it to boot. You've seen in the previous video that I had it booting, but it wasn't reliable. It wouldn't boot every time. So I went ahead, broke down, and bought a new one. Bought the new MPU for it. And now it boots up like it should. We have our displays, look pretty good. I'm not sure about this yet. This might be something we have to check out. This should be, that's our games, and one, I don't know. But I can't show you the play field because that's what I'm working on now. This just came in, so I was far enough along on the play field. I was able to get this put in and get it booted and make sure it was going to boot with the new MPU, and everything is good. So everything is good. Like I said, we may have some troubleshooting to do here with that. That might be in our settings, but I see a little, you can see a little bit of a flicker down in here. So I'm wondering if I repinned all the connectors except for J2 and which one, and J3. I didn't repin those yet. I run out of pins, so I had to stop there, but I will redo those ones because that's going to have a lot to do with a lot of other things that's going on too. But yeah, changed, got the new cap in it. That helped out a lot too. But the other one, the old MPU, this is a 35. No, this is a 17. This is one of the first Ballys. I did everything to this. The only thing I didn't do was game chips. You can't burn the 3. The only ROM set I could find was for the 2-chip for U2 and U6. I couldn't find the one that had all 3. And in order to do U2 and U6, see, these 9316As are no longer available. So you have to go with, I have the 28C16s that are read-write, or, well, they're write and erasable. And in order to do that, I'd have to change a bunch of jumpers on this board. But, you know, I tried known good PIAs, a known good 6800, brand new 5101, and 6810. I changed all of those. Put new sockets on this and everything. Rebuilt the reset unit, and I know it's not the reset, because the reset unit is working. Her reset circuit is working on this. Because when you first turn it on, it flashes, and then it goes to the MPU, the 6800, and then the 6800 sends it to U6, and U6 drives, tells it what else to check. I can get it to do it, and this one it was the same way on the bench though. It will give me my 6 or 7 flashes sometimes, not all the time. So like I said, I changed all the sockets. but there's some damage in here somewhere that I'm not finding, and it could be this this one, 7707, I think is what that is. Yeah, because those are 7704s. It's an 07. That I don't have, but that might be the culprit, but I don't think so. It's on here somewhere else. And that was why we have such big schematics for this machine, for this MPU, because they were having problems with it before I got it. Well, I took care of the problems with that MPU and just put a brand new one in. Now we know this will be more reliable with the brand new MPU in it. So that's one less thing that has to be worried about, you know, while it's running. Everything else is repairable. You know, the lamp driver board, as long as it doesn't catch fire or anything like that. But the fuses should take care of that, and they're all up to par. And the right values are in there. And our driver board, we might get a solenoid stuck, you know. But everything... These three boards are four. These four boards are the easiest to maintain. That one because it's brand new. These two, or those three, because they're easy to maintain and find problems on. It's those MPUs. Once they have acid or alkaline damage on them, you don't know how far it's gone or where it's at. When I was working on that MPU, I looked at my J4, that's our power, right there, that bottom connector. I looked at it, and the bottom four terminals were all green and corroded. So I changed all them. And I went to the top one, it was the same thing. The bottom half of that was all corroded, all of our connectors. So I'm thinking we might have some in these two. I want to change the connectors in those two and get them repinned and get that taken care of as well. It's strange, but that alkaline will travel through the wire to another board. So I'm going to have to inspect all my connectors really good to make sure everything is, we don't have anything green and looking funky. But now what we need to do is get busy on the rest of this and get it done. Let's see, what we should do next is just to go ahead and pull our displays and check them, make sure they're everything's okay on them, and see if we need to reflow anything. You know, we could have a problem with this display having some cold solder on it, and that's why our digit's not working. So let's go ahead and pull those out and start checking those over and make sure they're okay. That way, that's the last thing on our boards to make sure and check. Now we still don't have lights on the bottom half of our backboard, but that'll come later when we start doing some troubleshooting, because I think we're going to have a few other problems as well. I think this one's been sitting for quite a long time, not up and running. So we got a lot of dirty crap in it. So let's pull those displays and get them checked out. I got this is the one this is our game and match display. I wanted to check it out first, see if we could figure out what was going on with it. First, our 1000, which would be, let's see, 1, 10, 100, 1000. This is the one that we just had a couple little lines flickering on that bottom segment. Now on these displays, each one of these transistors, these 6 transistors, drives one of your displays along with one digit, along with these 6 up top here. Those are the other 6 that drive your displays. Now these 7 here drive your segments. So if you have a segment, you know, there's seven transistors, and if you look at your display, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 segments. So if you have a segment out on all of them, then you can concentrate here. It's either one of your transistors here, one of these 7s, or it could be your chip. Most of the time it's one of your transistors, or one of these 3, or one of these 3 resistors go bad. Now for the 1000 display, we come over here to our little schematics, more like blueprints. Here's our thousands, which is A4, and we see that it comes up, it goes up to Q10, which is one of our transistors, up along right behind the display, and it also comes down through resistor 7 and Q4. That's our other transistor that drives the 1000 display. Now we come back over here to the display, and you can see here's Q4 sitting right down in there. There's Q4, and up top here we have Q10. I tested both of those, and they both test the same as any of the other ones. So we know it's most likely not one of our transistors. I checked our resistors. Now if we had a bad resistor, we'd have, well, let's see, 1, 2, yeah, 6. I tested the resistors. All 6 of the resistors are good. The only thing left is probably let's see, what do we have? And if you look, right there, we have some cold solder joints on our pins. Focus up. Anyway, our last 3 pins here, we have cold solder joints. I'll reflow those, and we'll stick it back in and see if that takes care of our problem. The other thing I want to talk about while we're here is these tags. I kind of went over it a little bit in one of my other videos, but Banner, which is probably the repair company that has had this in their shop for repairs, they put these tags on, and you can't remove them unless you cut them off, to keep track of whose display this is. This will be on the work order. That number 08942 will be on the work order, and they can match it up when it comes time to fix it. The other thing that's good too is if they fix this display and then the guy brings it back and says it didn't work, it's still not working, if this tag isn't on it with 08942, they know that he brought back another display that doesn't work, that he's trying to get 2 of them fixed for the price of 1. And also, there's been people that were selling machines, selling brand new machines to operators, that would tag every one of the boards in them, all the displays, the MPU, the solenoid driver, the regulator, and the lamp driver, whatever, everything. They'd tag them all with this same number on it. That way the guy can't buy a brand new machine And then the next day he brings a display and says, hey, I just bought this machine yesterday and this display isn't working for that brand new machine. That way they can tell that it was not in their machine, their brand new machine. You know, it's always been like that. Even in the 70s, people were trying to screw other people over. That's just the nature of it. And you try and get something for nothing. Still a lot of those people out there now. But that's what this tag is for. So if you see a tag on one of your boards, you know that it has been in a shop to be repaired, or the wholesaler who sold it to the operator put his tags on all of them. So it doesn't really mean that it's been repaired. It just means that that's where this came from. It could have came from Banner. Who knows if they're still in business. I leave them on. I mean, no big deal. It doesn't hurt nothing to leave them on. Okay, so now I am going to reflow all those pins, and then we'll pop it back in and see what happens. I have the other 4 displays unplugged, but you can see our digit's still out on that, our 1000. So what I'm going to do to see if we can't figure that out real quick is I'm going to swap displays. We know the 4th player, all the digits on it were working and lit up. So what I'll do is I'll pull it out and I'll put it up here and plug it in and see if our digit is still out. If it's still out, then it's a wiring problem back to our MPU. So let's try that. See, you can see it's still got a little bit of flicker in there. So let's turn that off. Remember, that's our fourth player. Now let me get this off without screwing too much up. And whatever you do, never unplug or plug this stuff in while the machine is on. Always turning the machine off, because you can screw some stuff up. I'll put the 4th player in there. That's why that one wasn't sitting in there very good. Alright, I'm gonna fix a rubber. Alright, now let's see what it does. See if we still have the same problem or it lights up. Okay, so it is on our display, because you can see now we have 23 games on there. That 1000 lit up. So we still have a problem on our display. That's the easiest way to kind of troubleshoot is, you know, if you fix a few things and you put it back in and it's still doing the same thing, is to take a known good one and slide it in there and see if it works. So now I got to dig a little bit deeper into this and see if we can't find out what the hell's going on. And it may come down to us having a bad glass. I see somebody has already reflowed the display pins. You know, they're all in there. None of them look broke. That would be, let's see, that would be right here, which would probably, should be right down in there, which if we come around, it should be one of these pins here. So I'll take a peek at it and we'll do a little more diagnosing and see if we can't figure something out. Okay, there she is. I got her going. All it was I went ahead and replaced R7. Coming off, okay, let's see, I think we can see it. Yeah, you can see the new resistor I have in there. It's a nice tan one. That's a 100K resistor that I changed, and that brought our 1000 digit back, and you can see all our segments are good. So now all I have to do is, since we got that one taken care of, is I'll go ahead and check the other 4, reflow them, and make sure they're all okay. And since that wasn't such a big deal, I think let's see if we can figure out then too where our display lights are here. It's not the light bulbs. Nope, not light bulbs. So we'll take a gander at that and see if we can figure out why the bottom half of our back panel is not working either. So let me go ahead, I'll get these 4 checked out and reflowed, and then we'll start working on the back box lights. Oh, that one went out anyway. There we go. Sockets need cleaned. Alright, we got all of our lights lit up on the back box. I'll show you what I did. Since I forgot to turn the camera on, I just was working away and just, oh crap, forgot to turn it on. Show you what I did. Okay, let me open up the back box here. So you can see we have our 1 and 2 on our J3, which our J3 is the big one along the back on our transformer, on our regulator. They call it the transformer. 1 and 2 is our return, which 1 and 2 you have a green and a white. You go over here, there's the white for the top half, and here is the green right in there for the bottom half of the wiring. So then we got to come down, okay, and that wasn't it. And then 10 and 11 is our general illumination, which 10 and 11 is our orange and red sitting back in there. There's the red, and here's our orange. Our orange is right here going to the bottom half of the back box. So I pulled my plug, looked at everything, put a new pin on the orange. I had done it before, but I don't know, that one didn't take, so I redid it. Plugged it back in and turned it on, and lo and behold, there's our lights. Which, you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. You just gotta redo sometimes. You know what to do too. Okay, so now we got all of our lights on our back box. I reflowed all the displays, and just about every one of them had some cold solder joints on it. I think there was only one of them that I didn't see any, but you do them anyway. And we got that display fixed. We got our new MPU in and got it booting up and working. So far anyway. So I think I don't have nothing else to do in the back box. I mean, we got that all squared away. I got a bunch of light bulbs probably out. I don't know what's going. I don't know what these ones are down here, but we can work on that in a troubleshooting video, because I'm sure we're going to have some lights to track down on our play field when we get everything all done, and probably some switches, so we'll make another video of all that later on. This video I'm doing after I've already done a bunch of stuff to this. I was waiting for the new MPU to come in, because like I said, I just was having so many problems with that, the one that has the alkaline damage on it. I could get it to boot, and you've seen that we had screwy digits and all that on our displays, and so there was more going on that MPU than what meets the eye. So I'm glad I did go ahead and just spend the money and get the new MPU. And that'll take care of that, and it'll be nice and reliable. Like I said, the other three boards aren't that hard to keep up maintenance on those three. It's the MPU that has a lot going on it. The other ones, we can keep them going. We got a good MPU, so it'll be reliable. So I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it for you. I really enjoy doing the electronics on these. Until you start pulling your hair out with an alkaline damaged MPU. So until next time, I'll see you in the next episode. See ya.